This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC7 at 7. Topping our news tonight, last night we took a hard look at red light cameras in Bradenton, the need for them, the complaints about them. Tonight, you don't have to worry about getting a ticket because of a red light camera in Bradenton because the program is now on hold. The city's contract with Xerox came up today for renewal. Instead, council members are inviting new offers. Since 7 cameras were installed in 2010, the number of citations tripled, but the number of accidents remains steady. The council wants to move the cameras to other locations where they can be more effective.
We all believe that there are intersections that are dangerous that don't have cameras on them, and that there are intersections that we do not consider to be dangerous that do have cameras on them.
Since 2010, Bradenton has collected less than $300,000 in revenue from the cameras. There were no representatives from Xerox present for today's vote. A proposed hotel on Longboat Key is facing backlash from some local residents. As you drive onto the island, you'll see signs like these: "Don't add traffic" and "Vote no hotel." Voters on the Keys will decide whether to approve plans for a 120-unit hotel with only one road running through the middle of the island. Traffic is a major concern.
I cannot believe a town commission or anybody would want to add to traffic with a hotel or any big major development. At the same time, we have the worst traffic backups and traffic jams in my time here on Longboat Key.
Residents will vote on the hotel on August 30th. It will need at least 50% approval for the developer to move forward. And Bob, I could hear the thunder boomers outside.
Longboat Key inundated right now, especially right where you're talking about. Heavy rainfall has been moving through the Suncoast, specifically in Sarasota County, and now entering into Manatee County and near Cortez, getting some rain, and it is heavy at times. It's all moving pretty quickly off to the west. And get a look at this is a live actual camera shot from the Cortez Bridge. It's a time lapse from the Cortez Bridge. We'll get to the live shot here in a minute. You'll see things were quiet there at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock looking good, 6:30 okay, and now the large area of storms moving right in to Cortez Village and the bridge there. You can see a tremendous amount of lightning strikes occurring with these cells as they make their way off to the west. The heaviest rain is offshore right now, but still it's raining near Venice and stretching northward through Sarasota, Longboat Key, up into Bayshore Gardens and over Lakewood Ranch now. That's all kind of moving in a direction toward Anna Maria Island, so keep an eye on that. And we have a few light rain showers now at Siesta Key. Most of the rain there is over. Still some lightning strikes around, though, so keep that in mind, especially right there near Lorraine Road, I-75, toward Lakewood Ranch and State Road 70. So a tremendous amount of lightning occurring at that particular location. That, as I said, is spreading toward Bradenton and eventually off toward Anna Maria Island. Elsewhere, some storms near Wauchula in Hardy County. Currently at the airport, we have some rain. It's cool to 79 after we had a high today of 96 degrees. That's the reason why we saw these storms break out. The heat very strong across our region, and looks like we'll continue to see that. As far as the forecast goes, we're looking for more showers and storms in the afternoon and evening, riding in through the rest of this week. And for boaters, it looks to be pretty calm out there throughout most of the day, and then showers and storms, I said, maybe tapering off a bit as we head into Sunday, Ellen. But for this evening, still some pretty big storms around, especially heading toward Anna Maria Island and western portions of Manatee County.
It's been so hot the last few days.
Near record-breaking every day this week so far.
Thanks a lot, Bob. And still to come, classes begin next week in Sarasota County, but who will serve in the District 2 seat on the school board? Our debate between Caroline Zucker and Teresa Mast when we return.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
The race is on for the District 2 seat on the Sarasota County School Board, and joining us tonight are incumbent Caroline Zucker and candidate Teresa Mast. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
I guess you have done a number of debates, so you should both be old pros about this right now, but it's such an important thing for people to be able to make informed decisions, especially about the school board, because after all, you're helping educate our kids. So I want to thank you both for coming in. And let's begin with just an obvious question. What is the single biggest issue that you believe that the Board of Education needs to address, and why? Teresa, why don't I start with you?
Well, I think if you ask here locally what the biggest issue, or it seems to be the hottest topic right now, is transgender.
That was going to be question number 2.
But I get asked that every single day, knocking on doors, phone calls, emails, public speaking, and everyone's asking about it. And so that is definitely near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. And it's not just the bathrooms, but it's the locker rooms, and then it's field trips, and it goes on and on. So that's definitely top on the list every time I make a stop.
And what's your position?
I believe that the birth at your gender and your birth certificate is the bathroom that you should be using.
Now, I believe that you've taken a modified position on that.
Well, I truthfully believe that we have to watch out for all of our students, the ones that are being bullied and attacked in the bathrooms, and it goes much further than that. And also there are 11 suits right now throughout this country on this issue. And I, being a fiscal conservative, and coming out of the Great Recession that we just came out of, I don't want to see us spending money unnecessarily. What we're doing right now is to allowing the principal and the parent to be able to work together for the student. And our showers are stalled showers, and our bathrooms are stalls. So it's not like they're in there getting undressed in front of everyone. They're stalls. I'm
not sure if I heard a position yet. Have you? I've yet to hear a position. So what is the position?
Well, there is no position yet because the board has not taken a position yet.
So the board has skirted that position for 6 months, and as a board member, it's imperative that you make a position. So for 6 months, this has been debated.
It's wonderful. We'll just talk about this one thing, and we will not go on to anything else. We'll just go back and forth like this.
Well, at least we're not beginning slowly here tonight. Well, let me ask you about that, because the board has not taken a definitive position, even though you've been confronted with the issue. You have a local student who has been on this broadcast before, who is leading the effort and getting this issue more out in the open locally. And, you know, the situation was addressed in terms of them, but not in general. Why not, as a school board, make a decision in terms of one way or the other? After all, there was a directive from the federal government about what school boards should do.
Yes, the federal government said that we should allow a transgender student to use the bathroom of their choice. That's what the federal government said. Now, I know if we go that way, we're going to be sued. If we go the other way, we're going to be sued. So should I spend $200,000 to $500,000 defending this when it's going to go to the Supreme Court? I did ask the board this last week to have a discussion at our next workshop in September. So we are going to discuss it as a board.
Interesting enough, Frank Kovac asked for it to be brought up sooner than that. And obviously, for whatever reason, they don't want to address it until September after the election. So that's very interesting to me.
Caroline, would you like to see the board stake out a position and a policy on this issue?
Yes, but at the same time, I don't want to see us spend X amount of money. If you go through and you cut $125 million from our operating budget like we did, and then to think about spending $200,000 to $300,000 on a possible lawsuit really worries me, because that money can be used in the classrooms. It'll be used for programs. It's a balance. It's always a balance. It's never black or white. There's always a balance. And you have to study the issue before you can do anything.
And if that's truly the case, if they're concerned about lawsuits, then we're still in a lawsuit pending some testing and some opting out.
No,
and that
we're
doesn't
not
seem.
in a lawsuit
Yes, we
for
still
opting
are.
out.
It is still pending.
We were.
And it is still
we do not
imperative
have
to taxpayers'
anyone
dollars, and it's still
suing us
imperative
right now from the opt-out section.
Well, let me ask you this. What is your concern? Because our society has moved along in so many different areas. The young woman that we had in here, felt very strongly about feeling normal in the public schools.
Sure. I think the biggest thing is I've done so much research on this, and the thing that was really interesting to me was Chief Justice Supreme Ginsburg has even stated, which is interesting, that she has said that you have to be very careful that you're not trampling on the privacy of others. And so there's an issue that comes up here. We have a small minority who identify as a specific gender. And we have the rest of our students, which we are supposed to be entrusted to, which we are to be entrusted with, and those are the ones that we need to represent. And so what's interesting is even, Supreme Justice Ginsburg has stated that she said, this is not a specific sexual issue. It's one of privacy and making sure that we're not tampering or trampling on other people's privacy.
I understand the parents' concern. I really do. And understanding the parents' concern and the students' concern as well, I have to be cognizant of both. And I can't take a position right now.
You know what?
I will.
I know there are a lot of issues that we need to get to. This is on the forefront. So
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, why don't we take a commercial break, come back to this issue a little bit, and then we'll move on to some other things. We'll be back in just a moment.
Do you have what it takes to become a champion? The Sarasota YMCA Shark Swim Team has been developing champions since 1961. Fall swim team tryouts for kids ages 6 through 18 are being held August 15th through the 18th and August 22nd to the 25th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Tryouts are held at the Evelyn Sadler Jones branch, YMCA's Selby Aquatic Center. For more information, visit sarasotaymca.org/sharks.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. Really? They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour selection of quality new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade-in.
Seymour savings.
Discover the new Buick and get cash back for up to 16% of the MSRP on select 2016 Buick vehicles. That's nearly $8,000 cash back on this Buick LaCrosse.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are speaking with Caroline Zucker and Teresa Mass, candidates for the District 2 seat on the Sarasota County School Board. And we've been talking about transgender rights and bathrooms in the public schools. And I wanted to ask you one question that somebody asked me. Let's say you have gay students, and which bathrooms should they use, or should they have their own separate rooms? Because if they're gay, they identify and are sexually attracted to people of their own sex.
Well, it's very interesting that you bring that up because I've spoken with several individuals that would fit into the category of being gay, and they've said to me that they would prefer to use the bathroom that is of their own gender. So interestingly enough, that was how they answered the question to me.
That is not what I
And I think what's really interesting is we've turned this into something that, for me, the biggest issues that we should be really concerned about within our schools has not really brought the audience out. What's really brought the audience out to attend meetings has been the transgender bathrooms. So I just think it's very interesting when I think we should be concerned about, other issues, like our achievement gap and all those other things that I think we should be really concerned about.
Well, actually, let's talk about a lot of things, or at least as much as we have time here. I wanted to ask about standardized testing because I'm a parent of a teenager. I know a lot of teachers, and it's the single biggest complaint that they have is that our community and our state's focus on standardized testing is affecting learning in the schools, that teachers don't believe that they too often have to teach to the test. Kids, like even my kids, think that not enough time is spent on learning, and it's all to teaching.
That's what my grandson yells to me all the time. Mimi, why are you doing this?
So I know a big part of this is a state issue, but when are local school boards going to do something in terms of putting pressure on the state legislature to make changes?
We tried. The Florida School Board Association went to sue them over the standardized testing, over the opting out, over the Common Core. And what happened is that the legislators retaliated against the Florida School Board Association and against the education in general. So when I became president of FSBA, the first thing I did was to get us out of the lawsuit because it was detrimental to us as a school board, at the county and the state, and also to the Florida School Board Association.
So you got us out of a lawsuit?
So I suggested I made a motion to the board of directors for the Florida School Board Association that we not continue in this lawsuit because it was a losing battle.
And what specific lawsuit was that? Because there was lots of law
That was the same one
school.
that's going on right now by the Teachers Federation. That was the same one. We were partners in that, along with the Superintendent Association. That is the one that we pulled out of.
If you would like to see changes in terms of standardized testing and our reliance on them, would you be in favor of that?
Absolutely. I think it's imperative that we have some standardized testing just so that we have a baseline for us to be able to know where we're at, especially if it's usable data for our teachers and for our students. But the current system that we have not only is flawed, but it's not successful at all. And the challenge, the challenge is to make sure that
there's too much testing. It's
the challenge
our local
is to make
testing
sure that
and our state testing.
Okay, one
the
at a
two of
time.
them together. Well, you told me I should do this, so I'm doing it.
So back to what I was saying, the imperative thing is that make sure that I'm very much in favor of about 5% of the school time being used for testing. The rest should be instructional time.
All right, here's another question, and that is about the schools or themselves, because it's estimated that we're going to need at least 6 new schools over the next 10 years, and that impact fees, which are supposed to pay for this kind of thing, are not sufficient as they stand now to do so. So where does the money come from? Carolyn?
Okay, you don't want to jump on this one. Okay. I have rated to...
I'm polite enough to let our guest direct it when he said Caroline.
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. I voted to put back our impact fees because when we had the Great Recession, we voted to do away with our impact fees because our builders and we were trying to generate more building going on. But now it's time for us to put it back, and that's what I voted for, to put it back at 0.25%, 26. Anyway.
Which is what it was previously before the recession.
Which is why we had to do this, because we know that building is coming, but it's not coming right this minute.
Teresa,
that's the problem.
Would you be in favor of increasing impact fees?
I think it needs to be very measurable. The challenge is this: when you go to move forward, you have to make sure that the data is current to show that we have that growth. The board reinstated the 26%, which I actually think is a very fair and adequate amount for us to be able to move forward and to start those reserves. The challenge is that once that was given back, then the school board came back and said, we're now in a low growth period. So make sure that the data that you're using is very current before you go and say we're going to move forward and increase. And it has to be very measurable. It has to weigh out and be fair and equitable.
We had 2 reports in front of us. One was from the developers and one was from staff. And the one from staff is the one that's told us that we should increase, that we're going to have all of this growth. And the one from the developers told us we were not going to have the growth, that we didn't need it.
All right.
So we looked at both those reports.
Again, you need current data.
That was current data.
No, it was not.
It was current data.
All right. I want to get to at least 1 or 2 more topics while we have time. The achievement gap. I mean, we have A-rated schools in Sarasota County. We're blessed by that. It's a lot of hard work by a lot of people, but there is a gap in achievement. What would you do, Teresa?
Well, the biggest thing is we need to not only identify, but we have to be very transparent about the fact that we do have some inequitabilities when it comes to our minorities. And you have to identify it, and you have to be willing to talk about it and not try and, just say, we're grade A schools.
What do you do about it?
Well, the first thing is once you identify those Title I schools, you make sure that you're allocating more dollars in those areas than some of the other schools. That's how you bring them up. That's how you give them the programs that you need. You have public-private relationships like the Eagle Academy. You have the foundations that are putting in all kinds of dollars that help with the homeless. Poverty is directly related to our achievement gaps.
Caroline, quickly, because I want to try to get in another question.
Well, we do have programs that we put in place, and we've put them in place. The Eagle Academy is one of them, but then we're doing the same thing in Tuttle Elementary, Gosho, and Emma E. Booker, and we have 3 programs going in South County as well.
Finally,
we recognize the need for.
And I guess this has to be a real quick question, but we have A-rated schools, but there's been a move to expand vouchers. Why not keep the money in the public schools instead of taking it out of it?
Well, education is one opportunity for fair and equitable education, and the more diverse you have, the better opportunities that you're providing for your community. So when it comes to our public school systems, we have great ones, but we could have the best of the best. And charter schools also provide a fair and equitable education at about half the cost of a public school system.
Caroline, I'll give you the last word.
We have great charter schools here in Sarasota, and we do because the board charters them. And we do not charter schools that we feel will not be effective for our kids. And we share our referendum and our capital dollars with them. And that's how we can stay in control of who's chartered and who isn't.
And we'll have to leave it there. I want to thank you both for coming in tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure, and we'll be back with viewer comments just in a minute.
The official salon of ABC7. Loose Salon. They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
The Colony Resort on Longboat Key should be opening soon to a second life. The resort was once a worldwide destination in the tennis world, but for the past 6 years it has sat empty. A developer is starting demolition on the commercial parts of the property, but still needs the support of condo owners before full renovations can begin. Here's what you are saying. Jimmy Seaton writes, "Don't make reservations yet. 75% approval may be further away than you realize. Adding 100+ units on this property is not a given. All legal battles are not resolved." And Jan Nurse writes, "Who really cares? Longboat Key has been destroyed long ago, having its charm and quiet taken over by multi-millionaire condo traffic. Well, if you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news at 7. That's all the time we have.